The UFC needs pay-per-views, okay, and I'm here to make them, okay? They're taking all my fights. They're taking everything I work for. Hey, fuck that. Taking everything I work for, motherfucker. But yeah, so they took my 288 Cejudo versus Aljo main event. Knew that was going to happen. I made Mackenzie Dern versus Angela Hill a couple months ago. They made that. I almost said a different name for Angela. Sorry. Hey, if you know, you know. But look, I'm going to build UFC 289, okay? Now, I've racked my brain. I don't know what other title fights they can put on this card. Yuri's out. We don't know when he's coming back. You know, Jamal Hill took a lot of damage in that fight as well. Volk's probably not coming back. I get the sense Volk's going to come back in like September, August, you know, maybe International Fight Week in July at the earliest. This fight takes place in June. I can't think of any title fights that could realistically take place. Okay? So I went with this. Okay, now don't click off the video, alright? I promise. The rest of the card is good, bro. Okay? I promise, dude. But I think Nunes versus Aldana, we all know it's going to happen. Why not just chuck it on UFC 289? Look, I'm really excited about this fight. Can you tell? Okay, but I think that this, you know, if we don't have any other fights to headline this, there's no interim title fights that can be made. Up any weight classes, you know, we know all the big fights that are getting made, so I guess this has to main event, but I've stacked the rest of this card, okay? And co-main event, I'm gonna, like, I feel like I make this fight every week, but it's like, why hasn't it been made yet? Where's Moreno versus Pantoja? I feel like both these guys are ready to fight. You know, Moreno just fought in January. Um, took pretty much no damage. Pantoja took no damage in his last fight in November, I'm pretty sure. Was it October? Uh, one of the two. Oh, it was August. So even earlier, or like July. Like some, I don't know, I'm just going back in time. But yeah, he hasn't fought in a while, and he's fucking... He's smashed Perez. He's number one contender, 100%. So let's do this on this card. Let's get two title fights. That's going to sell. Um, Moreno usually ends up on the same card as like a women's fight or something like that. He's usually like a co-main event type spot. So I reckon why change the formula? Let's do Nunes Aldana and then Moreno Pantoja. And then for my featured fight, we need a big name. Okay, we need one of the biggest names in the UFC. Not necessarily one of the biggest stars, but I'm gonna say one of the most uh, popular UFC fighters at the moment. And I think we should do O'Malley versus Yan 2 after Yan beats Merab Dvalishvili. Now, if Merab wins, okay. O'Malley versus maybe the Corey Sandhagen winner of Corey versus Cheeto. Maybe we do that instead. But if Yan beats Merab, I say let's do Merab. Not Merab. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you, Merab. I hope you lose to Yan. But if Yan wins, then let's do Yan versus O'Malley too. O'Malley needs a fight. He's not getting a title shot now because of 288. It really doesn't make sense for him to fight anyone else, really. Like the Merab fight, I don't think anyone wants to see that. No one wants Merab as number one contender. Yan is basically the next guy below him in terms of contendership. He's beat Corey. O'Malley's, beat everyone else on the way up. Not really, but, you know. Yan is number two and O'Malley's number one contender at the moment. And if Corey Sandhagen wins, I don't think he'll pass either of them. If Cheeto wins, maybe he'll get a title shot, or maybe he'll have to fight O'Malley. But yeah, I think this makes the most sense right now. Obviously, things could change, but I think this would be a really huge featured fight on this card. Definitely going to be the people's main event. Definitely going to sell this fight card. Headlined by fucking Amanda Nunes. And I almost want to make a video on Amanda Nunes with her fake legacy, but I digress. Okay, we need to sell this card. We need pay-per-view buys. You know, pay-per-views, pay-per-views. So I said, let's do O'Malley versus Yan as the featured fight, okay? Now we're getting into the cool stuff, alright? Second fight on the card. I don't even remember what fight I fucking made, alright? Let me find out. Let's do fucking Jack Della Maddalena versus Vicente Luque. How fucking good is that? Let's do it, bro. I say, you know, Maddalena versus Magny is probably the fight that makes the most sense to happen next. But that's boring, dude. That's boring. You know, either Magny's gonna wrestle him or Maddalena's gonna KO him. At least with Luque, it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a banger. It's gonna be a brawl. This one's gonna sell pay-per-views. This is gonna be a huge fight. This is gonna be like the one that we're all like, bro, I'm fucking ready for this fight. And I think this belongs on a pay-per-view that needs attention. And I think this belongs on a pay-per-view that people like. I like it. You need reasons why you're gonna watch it, and this would be all of my reasons. Like my 13 reasons why would be this fight, dude. Like, tell me you don't want to see this fight, bro. I think, you know, Jing Liang is booked against Chiesa. We don't know Magny's timeline. I'm assuming he's probably next for Maddalena, but you know what? Like I said, fuck it. Let's do Luque versus Maddalena. Luque's got knocked out ages ago. He's gonna come back soon. Madalena's taking a bit of time off, and then he can come back. This is in June. This makes perfect sense timeline wise. So go to Bali, come back. Let's fight Let's fight Luke as the second fight of the pay-per-view. Boom, done, bro. Okay, done. All right. I might not be sick when this card happens. I might finally not be sick anymore when this card fucking happens. And I want it. I want this card to happen. I want all these fights to happen. And my main card opener is another fight that I need. I need this to happen. Okay. All right. I don't know why no one has talked about this fight. One of these guys just copied Kevin Lee with his tattoos and thought we wouldn't notice. Okay, and I'm gonna call him out about that. And I'm gonna book him against the guy who wants money. I want Dan Hookerverse to pay for his crimes of copying Kevin Lee by fighting Hinato Money Moicano. Okay? I think this would be a banger fight, by the way. I think this would be a genuinely awesome fight. I could see either guy winning. Like, Hooker has the power, he's got the range. Moicano doesn't necessarily have the best head movement or defense as a striker, but his grappling is nasty. But Hooker's grappling is underrated. I think this would be a really good fight. This would be a huge showcase bout on the card. A lot of people would be really interested in this. A lot of people love Moicano. A lot of people love Dan Hooker. Me personally, you copy Kevin Lee's samurai gimmick with your tattoos, you're done. You're dead to me. It's over. Okay, I want you to lose. But no, like I think this would be a cool fight. Um, I think this would be the perfect way to start the card as well. What a banger of a fight to open this card. So we've got fucking Moicano versus Hooker. We've got Luque versus Della Maddalena. We've got O'Malley versus Yan. Moreno versus Pantoja, and main event we've got Nunes versus Aldana. So you get all the good stuff, and then you have to sit through the main event, you know. Or maybe you just leave and you're like, oh well, I got 4 good fights. I got Luque versus Maddalena, man. I got Hooker versus Moicano, anyways. What do I care, you know? So that is my main card, all right. And just to sell this even more, I'm gonna give you the prelims. Okay, I've got 3 prelims for you. You can tell by some of the Australian guys that I really wanted this to be Volk versus Rodriguez, and then I realized that Volk is on like a medical suspension for some reason by the Australian government, and I also just get the sense that Yair's going to sit around for a bit and go, nah, I don't want to fight. Just no, doesn't want to fight. No, I think he's going to get the sense. I get the sense that he's going to sit around and not want to fight on a certain date. He's going to want to get it in Mexico. He's going to want it at a certain time. He's going to want certain people in the card. I think Yair is going to be a bit of a crybaby about this fight, and he's going to delay it a couple months to like August, September. It might be in Mexico City. You never know. So maybe we can get Moreno on the card again if he beats Pantoja. I don't think he's gonna, but you know we've got a lot of options on this card that could end up on the card in Mexico City later in the year if that ends up happening. But in the meantime, okay, we're gonna build these prelims. First prelim I want to see Josh Kulabau get back in there against David Onama, okay? I think this is a really cool fight. This is going to be exciting. This is going to be wall-to-wall action. Kulabau just got a really impressive rear naked choke against Melsik Bagdasarian. I know he was losing that fight, so it adds a bit of intrigue to this. Same with Onama. He looked really good. He lost to Nate Landwehr. You know, Nate the Train, baby. You know, and now he's looking to come back soon. So I think this makes a lot of sense. 2 very exciting younger guys at featherweight. And I really think this would be a really fun fight. I love the featherweight division for these types of fights where you get 2 exciting guys on the come up, youngish kind of guys that are gonna go in there, they're gonna bang, they're gonna brawl. It's like my go-to division when I want to put an exciting fight on, and I think this would be one of the most exciting fights you can make at featherweight. Obviously, you can get some important fights on these prelims as well that I haven't mentioned. I'm sure that some type of Pennington fight will be on this card to go. She's getting the next title shot and put her on the same card as Nunes, you know, something like that the UFC usually does. But I ain't making a fucking Pennington fight, dude. I'm not wasting your time with a Pennington fight, alright? I'm going heavyweights, alright? Now, this man just took out the heavyweight GOAT, and he wants to come back soon. He just knocked him out in the first round. He didn't really take any damage. He just knocked out the heavyweight GOAT, Parker Porter. I got a big fight for him, dude. I got a big fight for him. I want Walt Harris versus Justin Tafa. Okay, this makes a lot of sense in my opinion. Walt Harris is on a losing streak. He seems to be coming back soon. He's training with John Jones. He seems to be in good shape, good spirits. I would love to see Walt Harris come back and get a win, and I think Justin Tafa is going to be a very exciting, very fun, and somewhat winnable matchup for him as well. Both guys have a good chance in this fight, especially the momentum of Tafa right now. But Walt Harris has all the skills to beat him, so I would love to see Walt Harris come back and do well. I think this is a more fan-friendly matchup for him, as well as a more stylistically friendly matchup for him. And I think this would be really exciting. This would add a lot of intrigue to the prelims. This could be like an early prelim headliner maybe or something like that. Wherever you want to put it on the prelims, I think this would be a really exciting fight in front of a crowd. And again, it would be really cool to see Walt Harris win. It would be cool to see Justin Tafa win. I wouldn't want to see him knock out Walt Harris, but if he wanted, would probably be that, you know. But look, this got really depressing. I want Mo Harris to win, okay? I want Mo Harris to win. But, you know, I think this makes a lot of sense ranking-wise, who's on the come-up, who's on the way down. And again, stylistically as well, winnable for him, okay? My prelim headliner, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to pick a guy that's fighting this weekend. I'm going to say he wins this fight. And I think the ultimate matchup for him right now in the middleweight division, a fun fight, you know, two fun, like nice guys, but also the perfect stylistic matchup, in my opinion. So they're gonna cancel each other out. It's gonna be a banger, in my opinion. I think this is gonna be a very intriguing fight with ranked implications to headline the prelims, and that's what you want. You don't want bullshit on the prelims, okay? My prelim headliner, I'm going to go with Jack Hermanson versus Andre Muniz. I think this is the perfect grappler matchup at middleweight. Hermanson, great jiu-jitsu. Muniz, deadly jiu-jitsu. I would say Muniz is probably a better striker, but Hermanson looked really good against Chris Curtis. That win is going to age really well. So Hermanson's coming off a win. Oh, no, he's coming off a loss. Sorry, to Tolidze. That's awkward. Just like JP Bay. Anyway, sorry, Muniz. If he beats Brendan Allen, I think he's going to move up in the rankings. I don't know why he's fighting Brendan Allen. I got to be honest. He's on like a 3-fight winning streak, and he's ranked. I don't know why he's fighting Brendan Allen, but regardless, if he wins that, which I think he will, I think he should. I think him versus Hermanson is a really fun fight in the rankings. Two top 10, top 11 type guys. The two best grapplers in the division battling it out. Only one will move up and take out these strikers at the top. I think this would be a really cool matchup. Let me know what you think of this card down below, boys. Is it good? Is it not good? Let me know down below. Be honest with me. I want to know. And give me some fights you want to see on this card as well. What do you think the UFC is going to do? Let me know down below, okay, boys? I'm sorry that I'm still sick. I'm still healing up. I'm trying not to cough through this whole thing. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like as well. Subscribe. All right, follow me on Instagram at bedtimemma. I'll see you in the next video, boys. Goodbye.